because it's working to treat what you're genetically predisposed to have, right? So nobody tells you to come off a statin. No one tells you to stop your asthma controller.
Yeah, but but if I stop my statin, my cholesterol then, or my bad cholesterol will automatically go back to be worse than when I started? That's the thing. When I'm
Not everything is worse. I'm just saying the type of weight that you gain back is mostly fat.
Okay. And just the same one. And the other part is for Oren is the way that I see you're head of innovations at guess, and I guess they do cardiology, is that correct?
Agustin does.
But you're head of innovations. What are you doing in that realm?
Yeah, so it's a lot of the example I use, for example, the calcium score, the namesake is the Agustin score.
Right.
Okay. And so what I'm looking at, and again, this is more of an academic thinking exercise that we have, is helping others figure out how to leverage artificial intelligence in clinical practice, which is what I enjoy to do.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
Sure.
I don't know where this is going.
Now I had one thing about the GLP-1 questions I made, Diane. To answer your question, I think what happens is, so what Diane represented is a clinical study and the outcomes.
Right.
So after 70 months or whatever it is, this is what happens, right? It's pretty objective. People are gaining weight. And I think, to Diane's point, maybe there's an aspect of this medication works. I'm losing weight, and possibly the habits that all of us should be doing, myself included, is maintaining an exercise regimen, maintaining an intake of, a varied diet, as opposed to relying on the medication. So that's probably why that exaggerated response when you stop the medication.
So your behavior is changing. Is that what
the behavior changes, and it just hasn't been studied. Right?
Mm-hmm. And the long-term effects. How long is really our studies now? That's my concern.
The last study was maybe 72 months.
So, but do we know what's going to happen in 15 years? We don't, right?
We don't know. Clinical trials.
Right. So that's the issue too. Okay.
I have a friend in Argentina who is under the clinical trial for this. He has a heart attack, and they discovered this. They're going to lose weight, and he has been in that trial for almost a year. So.
Explore additional
analysis for DEXA. It's okay.
But the question is, how important do you think it is to have some kind of checklist to make sure that all patients who go on the GLP-1 drugs have a baseline test of DEXA, for example, to make sure it is known what their score is when they begin, and check it the year after to see what their bone health is.
Yeah, so to rephrase that, because that's a great question, is you're starting a medication, there are unintended consequences, like potentially osteoporosis that develops for whatever reason, right? What kind of before and after. I will say it's not necessarily standard to do a DEXA scan before and screen for osteoporosis. I would also say that people who go on the GLP-1 sometimes do eat less and may have a calcium deficiency or nutritional deficiency. We've definitely seen that study. Much of medicine and healthcare comes down to risk benefits, and I've alluded to that. I think for the right population, the benefits probably far outweigh the risk of osteoporosis, truthfully.
Did you go to the rest of the show? Like I told you,
it's
nothing. The rest of those vendors are nothing, right? Nothing. This is the only thing.
Preventative care.
That's what I told you.
I just was back and forth.
Very well.
I found a couple of things that Epic's Life. They do 10 years ago. I did it in Germany. They take a strand of your hair in your back, and they do a research about everything that happens in your body.
Like your DNA?
Yeah, DNA. And it's very thorough.
I know that you can disagree about his policies overall.
Another one is the
but I do
BioWave
think that there is a shift, there's a change in the air. People want to have a longer, not necessarily a lifespan, but a health span. They want to live healthy for a longer time.
Interesting.
What we're doing now is I always say this to my patients who are kids. I feel like it's SpongeBob. We're just putting a Band-Aid. The water leaks and we put a Band-Aid. And what we do and what Dr. Mechanic does every day is he's trying to